Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler V-Series V's I'm due for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This ended up being, hopefully, a way better option than my original plan. So, yay, hopeful upgrade. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. And that is definitely the case today. I got off work about now, an hour and a half ago now. Things ran late because we went over there, we had a meeting and everything after work, and it's like, all right, so we did the whole thing. And by the time everything was said and done, like I was famished. I didn't have lunch because the fucking kiosk thing wasn't working in our break room and I didn't feel like traveling. So I was like, fine, man, whatever. So when I got off work, I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I want to grab something to eat. My original plan was I was like, well, it's later than usual. I'll go to Taco Bell, see if I can get some Taco Bell breakfast, because usually they are not open when I get off of work. But I went over there, and despite the fact they're supposed to be open at 9, they were not. So I was like, fuck it. So I was just going to go over there and just grab, some McDonald's or whatever. But then I was like, you know what? I'm right in this little parking lot. What's right across the street? Well, folks, it happens to be, boom! This is a roast beef and cheddar sandwich from La Bella Romana, which is in, I guess it's like a actual deli, but it's sold at a supermarket chain called Angelo Caputo's. And they had an Angelo Caputo's right across the street. I love Angelo Caputo's. They're a great establishment. And I was like, man, it's been a while since I've had one of their sandwiches. Let's get in there. And this, I'm guessing, is going to be way better than anything I would have got from Taco Bell. But, well, with it being a sub sandwich review, I do have to preface it with 3 things real quick. Number 1, for over 2 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically delis, chain locations, Walmart, wherever. Any place that sells sub sandwiches, I've been trying them, I've been reviewing them, I've been posting them to my YouTube channel. Which brings me to the second thing. Because I'm such a nice guy, not only do I go over there and post them to my YouTube channel, I also post them to their own dedicated playlist, which is called Subs for Subs. So, if you enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, first of all, thank you very much. Secondly, all you have to do is hit up that playlist. At the time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews. That's where number 3 comes in. Because maybe that's not enough. Maybe you're greedy. Maybe you need even more sub sandwich review and goodness. I got you covered. Just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. I've been doing it, like I said, for over 2 years now. I have not missed a Sunday yet. Typically, you're going to get 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, a couple times 1. But you're going to get a sub sandwich review. Sub sandwich! But yeah, so I figured, man, it's been a while. I have reviewed a couple of the La Bella Romano, Angelo Caputo's, however you want to do it, sandwiches in the past. I did their American sub and their Italian sub. I love a roast beef. Let's give this a go. And like I said, I believe the La Bella Romano thing, they're an actual proper place. So these are made. It's actually got the ingredients list. Roasted beef, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, wheat flour, water, all the stuff. So, okay. And it's super early, so it's really fresh and everything. Okay, so alright, so it's got some mayo, it's got some mustard packets. Probably gonna omit those, but it looks pretty good. So let's get a thing for the thing real quick here. Looks like that. Ha 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 ha! Let's try out a roast beef sub. This right here is the difference between a proper supermarket sub and a throwaway one, man. Because a lot of places will have them. Walmart has them. They have the little market side thing. I've reviewed a bunch of them. They're fine in a pinch, but they're obviously just meant to be there, be an option for you, do the thing. That's fine. Not saying that doesn't have a place. But this, minute that I bit into it, and I could hear that crunch from the lettuce. That's a proper sub. This is made by people who actually know what they're doing, proper ingredients, and they're doing it, even though it's not made to order. They're still doing it in such a way that it's about as close as you can get to that. And the fact that, it's in there, it's in a bag, it's in a supermarket, but I'm still biting into it, I'm getting that crunchy lettuce, that's quality. Oh. I like their sub bread, too. That's one thing doing all these sub sandwich reviews has really kind of taught me. Is like sub bread is a huge part of the equation. I mean, of course it is, but like the quality of it plays such a huge role. And they use good sub bread. But the only thing I would say, I think that this just kind of comes down to it being a prepackaged sub. Even if it is made, semi-fresh. For me, perfect sub bread is when it's crispy on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. This, it's got a little crispiness, but maybe not quite as much as I would like. But it's a minor thing. The bread itself, really tasty, proper sub bread. I mean, everything I'm tasting, I'm enjoying. The veg is super fresh. Cheese tastes really good. Let's get like a proper, like real bite in here with the tomato and everything. Tomato is nice and flavorful. Got that crunch to it. And the roast beef is solid. That's just, look, I'm a man who loves the roast beef sandwich. Is this the best roast beef sub I've ever had? No. I've been going over there, like I said, I've been reviewing sub sandwiches for fucking, over 2 years now. But, is this a proper roast beef sub? And the answer is yes. 100%. I think that what it's doing, all the flavors that I want are there. I'm more of a provolone guy than a cheddar when it comes to a roast beef. That's just personal preference, but I think it plays a little bit better with the roast beef. But the roast beef itself is good. Doesn't have like a funky taste to it or anything, because sometimes I have had a couple subs where it was like, everything tastes fresh, it's very flavorful. If, points of contention are like, again, firmness of the bread, I could maybe a little bit firmer. I could have done with more roast beef, if I'm honest, because you definitely get a fair amount of the lettuce as filler, but you're still getting. It's not like you're getting nothing. But I think you go to I think if I went to like a proper deli, had it made to order, probably get more beef in there. But otherwise, it's a good sub, man. It's tasty, it's filling, tastes like a roast beef sub. I'm a fan. I'm down with that. But, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? As I keep chewing. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and yes. I think keeping expectations reasonable. Because here's the thing. I am really fortunate in that the area I live in, I have a lot of options for really great subs. Again, this is not as good as a full-on made-to-order deli sub. It can't be. Just the circumstances being what they are, it's not going to quite live up to that. But, in terms of pre-made subs, not only pre-made subs, but pre-made subs I could get at 9 a.m., this is the best fucking option I'm going to get. And I mean that in a really good way. Because this is again, even though it's pre-prepared, it doesn't taste like they're copping out. It tastes like a proper sub. It's the only thing that keeps it, again, from just kind of being in that true, echelon of like the the best sub places and stuff like that. Is, again, it's just a thing of like, well, it's not being made to order right then and there. That's it. But all the ingredients are fresh. They're really tasty. It's going to be a really filling sub. Yeah, man, I would absolutely. In fact, I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for not having that be a thing that I do more often. Because, again, it's like, well, they're open relatively early. And there's definitely times when I'm going to want this way more than McDonald's or some shit. So I would definitely get it again. If I'm recommending it, if you're fortunate enough to have an Angelo Caputo's around you, hit up their little deli section. Or hit up like their pre-made section. That's where I got the sandwich from. Because they're using proper stuff and it's proper tasting. Again, it doesn't feel like a cop-out. It's not, oh, okay, it's good for. No, it's a good sub. It's not good for a prepackaged sub. For a prepackaged sub, it's fucking great. It's good just as a sub. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly roast beef-tastic rest of your life. Just roast beef, it's just great, man. It's probably my favorite deli meat, just outright. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there, whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your favorite type of sub sandwich? I review a lot of sub sandwiches, excuse me. What's your weigh-in on the sub sandwiches of the day? Because, you've got like classics like your Italian, your American, what have you. But then, obviously there's ones that have been fancier, Potbelly, they have their underground menu sandwiches and stuff like that. You prefer to keep it classic? Do you want something that's a little bit more razzmatazz? I'd be interested to hear about that. Because I do think that, not only are subs just a great overall food, but on top of that, they can be very personal in their own way. Anyway,